I was invited to compete against some of the best Pokemon players in the world in a weekly draft league. A draft league is a format where the competitors have a set budget of points that they can use to draft Pokemon onto their team and pull from that pool of Pokemon each week to battle their opponent. In draft leagues, prep is everything, so I'll be studying the way my opponents play week to week to ensure that I have the right tools to beat them when the time comes. This draft league includes the likes of Joey Pokieaim, James Beck, Joe UX9, Aaron Zhang, and so many other top tier players. It's called the Shuckle Premier League, and this season they decided to run a VGC format draft. So today, I'll be going over my team, the Brooklyn Bengals, and explaining the picks that I made for this season. Each Sunday, I'll be uploading my matches and break down the team that I made, so I hope you stay tuned for that. But let's just get right into it. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more competitive Pokemon content. Okay, this is going to be my breakdown of my SPL draft. Like I said, we are the Brooklyn Bengals. Don't ask me what a Bengal is, but we're going to be going over my VGC draft. I've always been a draft league hater, I'm not going to lie, but I sort of joined this one out of spite and also because a lot of my friends were in it, so peer pressure won. Anyways, let's get into the draft. It's going to be more of a laid-back video. I do want to say that these will be going up every Sunday. Mofongo Monday will still be every other Monday. And I am going to be uploading 2 more videos every week. One on Monday, that there is not a Mofongo Monday, and another one on Wednesday. And they're going to be sort of shorter VGC topic videos. I want to put a little bit more content out there because I genuinely feel like I haven't been working hard enough lately. So I just wanted to give you a little heads up. There's going to be a little bit more battle content on the channel, but also more discussion content. So stick around. Anyways, let's get into it. So the SPL. I guess I should go over how the draft works, actually. So the draft is a snake draft, right? So there are a bunch of teams. You know, we have Seabad, Owen, Olivia, Viz, Necro, that's a +1, Shuckle, Kyle A, Tone, Sierra Dawn, Joey Pokieaim, Numb Nexus, Joe UX9, James Beck, Electric Healy, myself, Amel, Clover Bells, Mount, and Aaron Zhang. And we all have our own little team. And here are some spoilers. Like I'm gonna spoil my whole team right now, but you know, each week we face off. Oh, that's spoilers. Each week we face off against each other, and I'm gonna have to cut that out of the video, but because I just spoiled so much. But we face off against each other, and we have to prep for the battle with the team that we draft, and they'll be uploaded on everyone's channel every Sunday at the same time. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the draft board. You can see that the Pokemon that we banned this season were basically restricted legendaries and some mythicals that are just outright broken, like Deoxys Attack, and Darkrai. And Pokemon like Chien-Pao, Fluttermane, Ogerpon, Hearthflame, those are like 20 points. Annihilate, Archaladon, those are like 19 points. Diancie is 18. 17 for like Deoxys speed, and it just goes down and down. And because we only have I forget how many picks we have or how many points we had. I think it was like 40 something. I don't remember. It was a large amount of points. It's written here somewhere, but I don't feel like finding it. 110 points. We had 110 points. We were able to draft between 9 and 10 Pokemon. So I'm going to be going over my draft, the order I picked them, and the thought process behind it. So yeah, my round 1 pick was originally going to be Golden-Go, but that didn't work out. So we ended up with Kingambit. This channel is partnered with Gamersupps. If you want to support my work and get great tasting drinks, you can order Gamersupps through my link in the description down below, or with code Moxie boosted at checkout for 10% off. Gamersupps is a caffeinated product that I recommend only to my 18+ viewers, but my link will send you to their caffeine-free product section just in case. Every product purchased through my link supports my channel financially, so I'd really appreciate the support. Now back to the video. Now, Kingambit was actually a fairly expensive Pokemon. You mainly want to get like your more desirable picks out of the way at the first part of a draft because these Pokemon are going to go quick. And I unfortunately was 16th in the draft, I believe, out of 20. So it goes 1 through 20, and then 20 goes a second time, and then you go 19 to 1. So it's a snake draft. And because of that, all of like the 20-point Pokemon, like your Fluttermanes and stuff, were gone by the time it was my turn to pick. So I wanted Golden-Go, but James Beck ended up sniping me round 1 and taking that from me and building just an absolutely devious team. So we ended up going with Kingambit. What's the thought process behind Kingambit, you might be asking? Well, let me explain. Kingambit is a really cool Pokemon that is just like a really nice cornerstone of a team. It's a great workhorse. As a Dark and Steel type, it does have that ×4 weakness. Oh, I do want to say this is also closed team sheet, but open Terra. So you tell the opponent what your Terras are before each match. The reason for that is because Terra in a format where you know the other person's team can be extremely toxic. So that's like the one thing that we expose to the other person. But yeah, his stats are phenomenal. 100 HP, 135 attack, 120 defense, 85 special defense, and then like 50 speed. Oh, hello, Ronnie. My cat just meowed at me. He wants attention after the video. This guy has great moves. I mean, like Swords Dance, Kowtow Cleave, Sucker Punch, Low Kick. It's a very flexible Pokemon with a lot of options, and it's just able to come to the majority of matches. I don't see myself using Supreme Overlord too often, even though a lot of people will know that I can run Defiant each week, so they're going to be a little bit more cautious about lowering my stats with Intimidate and stuff. But it is just like a really solid Pokemon. It's very easy with Redirection Mons and Fake Out to get your Swords Dances off and just sweep through teams. And getting a Steel type this good so early in the draft is just a good idea. Like, I knew I wanted to pick my Steel type first because this gen, the Steel types, there are a lot of good ones, right? But a lot of them are very one-dimensional. You know, your Archaeolodons are kind of one-dimensional, or they're just not terribly offensive. You know, like Golden Go's great, but what am I going to do with an Iron Treads? What am I going to do with a Registeel? You know, like they're pretty one-dimensional. Kingambit might be considered one-dimensional, but I think it's a little bit more flexible than people give it credit for. So my round 2 pick, what was that? I went for the mascot pick. I'm playing Reg C here. I went with Iron Bundle. Now, the reason for Iron Bundle is actually because Iron Bundle is, one, a Paradox Mon, so its stats are going to be great. But two, it's like basically the third fastest Pokemon in the format behind Regieleki and Dragapult, and Deoxys speed, I guess, so fourth. It's outspeeding Shenpao, Fluttermane, everything up in that like echelon of speed, and it's just a very powerful offensive Pokemon when you really get down to it. Iron Bundle is not one-dimensional at all. There's a lot of sets that it can run, and since we're playing a format where you need to be able to prep for the opposing person consistently each week and bring something surprising, a Mon with 136 speed and 124 special attack is going to be like a really good tool to have offensively, you know, as long as I can land my Hydro Pumps. But one thing that I can ensure I land is that if later down in the draft I manage to pick up a Blizzard Pokemon or a Snow Warning Pokemon, I'll be able to have 100% accurate Blizzards. Iron Bundle also has great speed control with Icy Wind and good support moves like Encore. Other moves that it has access to that are kind of cool: Flip Turn, it has Taunt, it's got U-Turn, it has Electric Terrain if I want to set that manually to face opposing like Psychic Spam or something. So I was really happy with this pick. I do have a big fighting weakness on the team, but we'll be addressing that shortly. So yeah, we end up going with Iron Bundle for our round 2 pick. Round 3, I opt to go with Kommo-o. And the reason for this is Kommo-o is once again one of those flexible workhorse Pokemon, and it isn't weak to fighting. As a matter of fact, it is a fighting type itself. So Kommo-o is really cool because this guy's got like 8,000 movesets, which means I'm not going to be starved for options here. He has 3 great abilities in Bulletproof, Soundproof, and Overcoat, so he can be just tailor-made to beat my opponent's team. He also has a couple of great options like Iron Defense Body Press sets. He's got options like Clangorous Soul with Clanging Scales and like, what is it called? The Throat Spray. So he's able to set up like that. And he has a bunch of really great Terra options. If I go with like a Terra Fire set, I can end up running like Flamethrower on the special attacking set, and his stats are just so good. Like 75 HP, 125 attack, 105 or 125 defense, 105 special defense with 85 speed and these good offensive stats of 110 and 100. It's like a no-brainer. This Pokemon's phenomenal. And the thing that you have to keep in mind with this format is that you can pick a Pokemon that loses to some of the top tier Pokemon like Fluttermane or Urshifu because there's only one of them each running around in the format. Well, with Urshifu, there's 2 of them because you can draft each one of them individually, and there's also 1 of each Ogerpon, but you get my point. I only have to deal with those problem Pokemon once. So that's really cool. And I think that's the thing about Draft League that's really interesting for a lot of people. It allows for these lower tier Pokemon to shine, especially since you end up having to budget a lot towards the end of the draft. So I really liked picking Kommo-o for my round 3. As for round 4, this is where you address that fighting type weakness that I have and also the fairy type weakness I have, because most fairy types are special attackers. Kingambit can handle them pretty well as a steel and dark type, you know, steel type, you can hit them. But Iron Bundle is a bad special defense stat and Kommo-o is times 4 weak. So this is where I pick my mythical Pokemon. There's no limit on the mythicals you can pick as long as you can afford them. I went with Pecharunt. Pecharunt is one of my favorite Pokemon ever. It's so interesting. It's got that cool ability of Toxic Chain, Poison Puppeteer. That's what it's called. So Pecharunt It says it's illegal. It's not. It's got 88 in every stat except for defense, where it's 160, and this makes it extremely hard to break through. It does have a very limited moveset, but its ability Poison Puppeteer makes it so anything that gets poisoned by this Pokemon also becomes confused. So I actually am able to click Poison Gas and use it sort of like a teeter dance, where both of my opponent's Pokemon get poisoned, and I'm able to confuse them at the same time and just really capitalize off that. Beyond that, it has Malignant Chain, a cool signature move that has a 50% chance to Toxic the target, and he also has stuff like Venoshock. He's got Hex, since he's like a ghost type. It's got Recover, it's got Parting Shot, and it's just a really difficult Pokemon to break through since, you know, that recovery is just kind of insane. And as like a Terra Pokemon, it can get rid of a lot of its weaknesses. So it just combos well with the rest of the team. It gives me a Poison Ghost type, so I don't really care about fighting types all that much. In fact, they're mostly walled. And Parting Shot means that I can like pivot out on dark types that might want to hit me with like knockoff and stuff. So that is really cool. I really enjoyed picking that Pokemon. My round 5 pick ended up being Abomasnow. Like I said, I needed a Pokemon that I could spam Blizzard with, and I didn't have a grass type yet, and I wanted to save some money, so I think at this point Alolan Ninetales might have also been taken. I think that was probably my first pick, because I also wanted a fairy. But going with Abomasnow wasn't a bad idea, since Abomasnow just has some pretty okay stats and tools. It's actually a lot better than people give it credit for. Yes, its attack stats are only 92 and 92, but its bulk's pretty decent, and even as a grass and ice type, it's able to get a lot of work done if you put like a Focus Sash on it, or the Light Clay, or whatever you might want. So that's really nice. He's able to spam Blizzard, and now with this thing on the field, setting up the Snow Warning, Iron Bundle is able to run sets like Choice Specs, Terra Ice, Blizzard, and just deal massive damage to the opposing Pokemon, while Abomasnow is able to go for Blizzards as well, maybe cover for opposing water types with Wood Hammer or like Energy Ball or something. It has Aurora Veil, which is really nice, and it also just has a bunch of really cool support tools. It's got Helping Hand, it's got coverage like Rock Slide, it's got Weather Ball. Hard Press is interesting. I don't know if I'll ever bring that, but yeah, it's just a really solid option. I needed a grass type, I needed a spore immunity, I needed a sleep powder immunity, and why not pick a grass type that also beats other grass types? So yeah, I believe that was my round 5 pick. Yep. Going on to round 6, I ended up going with Arcanine. The team really needed a fire type. Like I said, I still have a little bit of a fairy weakness since I only have 1 resist to it. And you know, 2 Pokemon that really don't appreciate it. Arcanine also is a really nice Intimidator. I picked it up for how many points here? Let me see. I picked Arcanine up for 13 points. I should point out, Kingambit was 18 points, Iron Bundle was 18 points, Kommo-o was 13 points, Pecharunt was 13 points, Abomasnow was only 8, and Arcanine was 13. So I ended up going right back up in the budget a little bit to allow myself to get an Intimidate Mon, but also another very flexible draft Pokemon. Arcanine is one of those Pokemon that just seems to have it all. Incineroar at this point, I believe, was taken like round 1, so we're in round 6 now, I think. I don't know. Round 6. So Arcanine with Intimidate, it also has the options to run like Flash Fire or Justified depending on the week. It has some pretty great offensive stats, really good bulk, really great speed. Has really cool moves like Will-O-Wisp, Snarl, Flare Blitz. I can even run freaking Burn Up if I... Oh wait, it got rid of Burn Up? I can't run Burn Up. It gets E-Speed if I want to do like Terra Normal Choice Band stuff, and it just gets basically everything. It's one of the most flexible Pokemon in the game, and I've basically built a Reg C team. Like, the more you look at it, this is Regulation C with like Kommo-o slapped on, because we have Kingambit, Iron Bundle, and Arcanine, and Abomasnow. I'm pretty sure this team did pretty good in Reg C at one point. So yeah. Still have a little bit of a fighting weakness. You know, I have 3 Pokemon weak to fighting, but with Arcanine now, I'm able to burn a lot of those fighting type attackers, and intimidate them as well, unless they're defiant Pokemon, obviously. But yeah, that was my round 6. Round 7, we ended up going for Palafin, and this Mon was an absolute steal. Now, I've always been a Palafin non-believer. I've always been a naysayer, a hater. In fact, I've been a Palafin hater, but I think Palafin's got some potential in draft. Why does that potential in draft? Because there's only one Urshifu, and it was taken already. But Palafin has those insane stats. As we all know, it has the one downside of having to switch out from its base form with some pretty mediocre stats. But once it switches out, you unlock Palafin Hero, who has just ridiculous stats. 100 HP, 160 attack, 97 defense, 87 special defense, 106 special attack, and 100 speed. Guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're clicking water moves like every turn of every game. That Jet Punch, absurd. 60 base power, always goes first. Terra Water, Mystic Water, In the Rain, if I want to set up Rain with like Iron Bundle or something. And he even gets good coverage moves. He gets Close Combat. He gets Bulk Up too. Bulk Up's like a really solid set. Zen Headbutt's great for covering for like an Amoonguss if I ever face off against one of those or some kind of like Psychic type. So yeah, this Pokemon's ridiculous. It combos well with a lot of what I've got in the field. Arcanine, Palafin, Abomasnow, Kommo-o, Pecharunt, or I guess not Kommo-o so much, but like Pecharunt, Abomasnow, Arcanine, and Palafin are going to be pivoting in and out a lot, right? So I have sort of a revolving door of Pokemon. I can cycle the Intimidate, I can go for like Poison Gases, I can cover for the Fighting Weakness for Abomasnow when I'm trying to like reset up the Snow and get in the Pecharunt. And yeah, Palafin's going to have a really easy time allowing for these guys to pivot in and out, and it's going to make it really cool to be able to recycle Intimidates and stuff. So that's really nice. And it was a steal, like I said. Sorry, that's my script for the opening. Palafin was only 9 points. That is ridiculously low. That is insane how low that is. So, yeah, moving on. My round 8 pick was Comfey. I don't have a fairy type on this team yet, and the team is really bulky if you didn't notice. We have Kingambit, Kommo-o, Arcanine, Palafin, and Pecharunt. This is a fat team. Doesn't look like it on paper. You're used to those Pokemon like Raging Bolt and stuff running around. Unfortunately, I was 16th in the draft. I could not pick Raging Bolt. It was taken round 1. But Comfey is going to be able to support the team and be a pretty threatening fairy type, all things considered, if I want to go for like a setup set with this guy. But Comfey has a really cool ability. It's exclusive to Comfey, and it's called Triage. It causes all of its healing moves to have priority of +3, which means they go before Fake Out. I believe does it always go before Fake Out, or is Fake Out also +3? I believe Fake Out's also +3. Let me see. I can't really check here. I don't feel like checking, but it goes before Fake Out because Comfey has 100 base speed, and a lot of Fake Out users aren't that fast. I'm pretty sure Fake Out's +2, but Comfey is able to support the team with Floral Healing on priority. So that means I can switch in Comfey if my opponent wants to go for like a freaking Fake Out, Quick Attack, Sucker Punch. Guess what? Floral Healing goes first. I save the Pokemon, and it just stays alive. This Pokemon also has really cool moves like Encore, and I believe, does it have Disable? It doesn't, but it does have Draining Kiss, which is priority. It's a 50 base power priority move that also heals Comfey for 75% of the damage taken. I can use Calm Mind Cess with this. It gets Trick Room, it gets Tailwind, and it's just like a decently bulky Pokemon. 51 HP, 90, 110 is really good, and 100 speed you can never go wrong with. So yeah, it also is yet another resist to the fighting types that my team doesn't like. So really, really solid pick there. My round 9 pick was Alolan Raichu. Why Alolan Raichu? Well, regular Raichu was taken, and I thought it'd be cool to run Alolan Raichu. I needed a Fake Out Mon on the team, and I needed an Electric type because I didn't have either of those yet. Alolan Raichu is also a Psychic type, and at 110 base speed with 95 special attack and like very bad bulk, it's not anything to really write home about, but it does have some really nice support tools. It does have access to Eerie Impulse. It does have access to Fake Out. It has Volt Switch. It's even got Fake Tears. So there's some cool stuff that you can do with it. And guess what? It gets Expanding Force too. The big thing with it is it has Surge Surfer. And while I don't have automatic Electric Terrain, I do have manual Electric Terrain in the form of Booster Energy Iron Bundle. So there is the opportunity to go for some setups like Booster Energy, manual Electric Terrain, and then next to it you have your Specs Alolan Raichu, right? And it goes for its strongest move, Electro Ball. Terra Electric Choice Specs Electro Ball in terrain with the speed doubled, one-shots a good amount of Pokemon. A Pokemon that it certainly one-shots that I think is really important is actually Porygon 2. It's insane how much damage this does. And since it's 110 base speed and with the Surge Surfer active, it has double speed, I don't really need to run Timid ever unless I'm not planning on bringing the terrain. And I mean, at 110 base speed, I'm going to be outspeeding like Urshifus and stuff. I'm outspeeding like Charizards and other like base 100s. So having that option there is really nice. And I believe, yes, it does get Nuzzle. So a nice little workhorse Pokemon. And at this point, I had exactly 1 point left on the draft. So what did I choose? What did I choose for my 1 point Pokemon? Cleffa. Now, why did I choose Cleffa? Because I had 1 point. Cleffa's a 1 point Pokemon. But Cleffa's also a very cute 1 point Pokemon that has Friend Guard. Friend Guard is very nice. What does Friend Guard do? It cuts the damage that the partner Pokemon takes by 1/4. So you take 75% damage. And yeah, so I actually chose this guy because I thought it still had Follow Me, because I actually had played Cleffa in Gen 8 with Follow Me. It doesn't have it anymore. As a matter of fact, that's the only reason I even drafted it. I'm probably going to trade Cleffa. You can make trades. I still have time to redeem myself. This was a really dumb pick. I should have double checked that it got that. It doesn't even get after you. It doesn't even get after you. It's just a slow friend guard Pokemon. So I don't know. Maybe we'll pick up Spupa or something. But yeah, that's the team. I hope you guys are excited to watch some battles. The full draft is uploaded on Joey Pokeaim's channel, so I'll link that down below if you guys want to watch it. It's like 5 hours long, and they just go through each pick. I end up popping in towards the end of it and giving some opinions about the draft picks, so if you want a little more content from me there, you'll be able to check that out. The first battle is going to be up against the Pittsburgh Steel Wings, which is Crimson Seabad's team. He's a good friend of the channel, really cool dude. So we'll be facing off, or sorry, not Pittsburgh Steel Wings, the Detroit Steel Wings. So I'll be facing off against him. It was a really good battle. I'm excited to upload that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Sunday with more of the SPL Draft League. Hope you're excited. Hope you enjoy. Maybe I'll sell t-shirts of the Brooklyn Bengals. Who knows? If you guys really want t-shirts or a hat or something, I don't know, but it's cute. The Bengals. Holy bingo, we got the no flight list. Anyways, if you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Tomorrow's my phone go Monday. After that, we'll do like a Wednesday analysis video about a Pokemon we've been meaning to talk about for a little while. And then on Friday, we'll do the normal video. See ya.